Hi, welcome to the last video of lesson 4 card meanings. Now we have our last group, the group of the Zodiac. In this group are 12 cards. They represent the Zodiac signs as we still know them today. These cards were used in origin to determine the time. In a later lesson, you will get to know the different time systems, and there I'm going to explain how to use these zodiac sign cards for the time to see when something is going to happen. It is one option to determine the time. It is not the only one, but we will see later. Also, in former times, these cards were used to look at diseases. But if you don't use them for the disease or for the time setting, these cards have the same. Yes, you can put them in the group like the unforeseen events, because they are talking about situations in our life, as you know from the former group. So, we are starting with our zodiac sign, Aries. You see here on the great picture, Dionysus and Zeus. Dionysus was the son of Zeus and Semele. On this picture, he is on his way through the antique world. He's thirsty, and so his father Zeus appears in disguise as an Aries to show him a fountain. You can say it is the fountain of youth because Dionysus was always described as a very young man. So often this card is used for youth, for young persons, for child, for children. Also, the eagle here is a sign for love and peace. So this is in general a positive card. He is supporting him by showing him the fountain. So it's a card of support. It's a card of a young person, a child, for example. The smaller left picture here is showing moths. You see them searching the light around this flame of the candle. So this picture is telling you something about illusions, a situation which is an illusion. For example, you are with someone who makes you promises and this person does not hold these promises. So lost promises, for example. The right picture, the cornucopia, is full of fruits, and it's a sign, this picture is a sign for abundance. You get what you need, you will have success, you will have a good job, you will have a lot of job offers, you will have a lot of money. So it's very positive. This is a sign for abundance and luck. The next card is the Ace of Spades, and this is showing the zodiac sign Taurus, as you see here on the card. We see here a woman on the Taurus. It is goddess Europa. We know from history that our god Zeus was very often in love with someone. And so it is obvious that this picture is talking about one of Zeus' love affair. Every time when he was under the spell of goddess Venus, so every time when he fell badly in love, he changed into some animal, for example, to get closer to the person he was in love with. So here he appeared, the goddess Europa, in disguise as a bull, to kidnap her. She was a beautiful daughter of a king, and Zeus wanted to live and love her forever. So he kidnapped her, even if he was married to Hera. They ran away to the island of Crete, and it is said that they are still living there under a tree with always green leaves. Zeus did not care about the jealous Hera because he was so much in love with goddess Europa. So, because of this, you can see this card as a secret affair, a secret relationship, leaving in a hurry, despair in family, the card for sexuality, and it's the card for meetings. Always with a more secret character. The smaller left picture here is showing you a woman. This woman is waiting for someone, is maybe for a man, for example. A suspicious woman is said in this instruction. So be careful. Do not play with fire. It's a sign for seduction. It's a danger of losing a good position. Yeah, there's a danger of getting lost. The right picture here is showing a man sitting alone on a table with a glass in his hand. He is drinking some wine, and so this is a sign for drugs, addictions, in a really bad sense. So someone is being addicted to something. So this was the Ace of Spades. Now we are moving on to our sign, our next zodiac sign in Gemini. The next card is the Three of Diamonds. We see here two men on the picture of this card, and these two men are Castor and Pollux. Once Zeus was in love again, this time with Leda, and they got two children. One of them was their son called Pollux. He was immortal. At the same time, the mortal Castor was born. Later, Castor and Pollux had a tender love, and they were always together, as shown here on the picture. But one day, Castor unfortunately got injured and he was going to die. Pollux asked his father Zeus to let him stay with Castor the daytime in the Hades, and in the nighttime together with him in the Olympus. Zeus agreed, and so that is why we still see the star constellation of those two in the sky. So because of this, the card means friendship, family union, deep connection, but a connection that is or that tends to break in two. There is no guarantee for this connection. It is a deep affection. It is affection that is for a long time. That's why we can talk about soul connections. But this connection suffers sometimes from external influences. So these connections can break into easily. Or sometimes these connections don't have to be always that these two persons are together. You see here in the little left pictures with the palm trees, they are separate. They seem to touch each other, but they are separated. So it's a kind of separation here, it's a kind of sadness, because two persons who belong together or seem to belong together are not together. And it's very hard to get along with this separation. It's a sign for unhappy friendship, or a sign that there is no hope for getting together. The right picture, a man on a horse. Here is a man on his journey looking for love. This picture is telling you after a heartbreak you need, after a breakup you need, you need to rest. You need to get away, you need to find some distance. So the best thing is to go away, because distance will bring cure, and on this day you will find a new love. So we are moving on. This was the Three of Diamonds. Now we are going to look at the sign Cancer. The card Nine of Clubs is telling us more about the zodiac sign Cancer. On the big picture, we see our strong Hercules fighting against the Hydra. every time he cut off one of her heads, 2 new heads were regrowing. So you maybe know for sure this creature of ancient mythology. He was able to win this hopeless fight because he was supported by almost all the animals around him. Only the Cancer, he did not support him. We see here the Cancer biting him in one of the toes. So this was why, because the Cancer was devoted to the goddess Hera. And Hera was always, as we know, jealous or with hate. And also she was full of hate for the son of Zeus, for Hercules, and he wanted him to lose the fight. The Cancer wasn't successful. Hercules did win the fight, but Hera was that grateful because the Cancer was so devoted to her, and she made him the gift to put him into the sky where he has got an eternal place with the zodiac sign Cancer. So this picture is is telling you about dangerous situations, especially in business matters. You can succeed, but you have to be careful. Not everyone is going to be your friend. Emotional reaction can bring you misfortune. So it's also the card of gift, because Hera gifted to the Cancer the place in the sky. So you see different aspects here, but in general it's a card for business success, or for gifts, or for situations that are inauspicious turning into auspicious situations. We see on the left, smaller picture, a man, a merchant on a market. He is selling his goods on a bazaar. So this is a sign for good business, financial success and profit. The right smaller picture is a man with money. He is in higher position because of the clothes. If you have seen on a lot of pictures, you see on the way the people are dressed, what position they had in society. And here is the same, it's a higher position. This picture is telling you that you will get money, you will have a financial support. It's a kind of credit, so beware of conditions of that deal, or it's a good payment in a job, for example. So this was our card 9 of clubs. We are moving on. Now we have the card 9 of hearts. 9 of hearts is the card that is telling us more about the zodiac sign Leo. We see here again Hercules. He is fighting with a lion. Hercules had to survive 12 challenges to get rid of his sin that he had murdered his own children instead of the animals in a holy ceremony. And so he went through these challenges, and fighting against the lion was one of these 12 challenges. The lion's skin was made of metal and stone. And so he was very, very strong. After a long struggle, Hercules managed to strangle the lion with his bare hands. The lion's fur, worn as a cloak, served Hercules from then on as a protection from enemies. And when Hercules last took his place in the sky on the throne, the lion also found a place in the starry night sky as a star constellation we still see now in our times. So this card is showing you always, with every picture, a kind of success. Here is a kind of success through own efforts. It's a kind of satisfaction. It's the card is also the sign for strength and power. Then we have here the smaller left picture. We see that there's a woman and a man, and the woman gets crowned by the mayor of the town. So this is a sign for recognition, official recognition, honored by others, respected by others for what you are and what you do. The right picture, the two men, showing Napoleon giving a medal to one of his soldiers for his loyalty, for example. Also here is a recognition and a kind of honor and respect, but here it is with less money. It's also a sign that the success is coming soon, that you have to wait a little bit, but it's always near. The next card is the Queen of Hearts, and with this card we are seeing the Zodiac sign Virgo. Here is Zeus with his daughter Astrea. Astrea was also seen as the goddess of justice and the laws of nature. Once people lived together in harmony with the immortal gods on earth, but time changed, years passed, and humans became more evil. And so the gods decided to leave the earth. Only Astrea, she is still on the earth because she wanted to give the humans a chance for living in harmony with the nature and for living in justice together. But it was in vain. Astrea realized soon, so she decided to leave the earth too, and with her departure, there wasn't no longer harmony or the chance for harmony and justice among the people. As a thank you for her commitment, her father Zeus gave Astrea the constellation Virgo in the sky we still see in the nights at our time now. So this card is showing a very kind and positive aspect. It's full of love, it's seeing with your heart, purity, innocence, kindness, helping hand. So this person is very, very kind and precious, but this person always has to be careful that not the wrong persons are taking advantage of. So always keep an eye open that there isn't bad company around. The smaller left picture here is showing a woman watching a bird. The bird is a paradise bird flying in the sky, and the woman, you can see a woman as, she might be a nun. So she is living her life in her duties. He decided to follow her rules, to follow her belief. She is away from the conventional life or conventional pleasures. So she decided not to be part of it. It's a card of letting go, of not looking at, not being interested in things like living in hope or in faith with prayers, or living in loneliness is more important. So it's like, for some, it's like an escape from the conventional life, for example. Here we see a woman on the right picture playing the organ. So this card is telling you more about love and inspiration, the arts. It tells you about a person that is sensitive, with good inspirations, and that you will be fine if you follow your heart and these things that your soul wants to do. The Jack of Spades is our Libra. We see a man with a scale in a hand, and he is busy waiting things up, maybe for his work, for example. Normally justice was more a male thing in ancient Roman history, but we all know the goddess of justice, Justitia. She's a woman, and this card is telling you more about these justice things. So this card is telling you justice will come and will be. It's depending on the consultant if this is positive or not. So it's about justice and equality. On the left picture we see two men and the judge in the middle of them. We see that the judge is interacting with them. He's communicating justice between them. A judge makes a decision between two persons. So it's the sign for agreement, for peace and balance is possible. Accept the situation or accept the offer you have in general. The smaller right picture is showing a man in front of a judge. Here is the judge only talking with the person. He's holding his hand up high, just like an instructive sign, for example. Here you are looking for justice, but it's without any success. It's not with results, so you have to be careful. Maybe it's a trap or it's a dishonest situation. So this is a more negative outcome and this is a more positive outcome. 5 of Diamonds is our card for the sign Scorpio. We see Phaeton, the son of Helios, in the fire carriage of his father, and we see a little scorpion here in the sky. So this card is for wrong proud, superficial feelings, for being inexperienced, for not being very careful, not listening to experienced persons, for example. The story tells us that Phaeton was so superficial of being the son of the famous Helios, and he was talking to all about that, but no one believed, so they wanted proof. Phaeton was going to ask then his father to drive the fire chariot. This chariot normally created night and day on the sky. So he took the chariot knowing that he does not have any experience with this and with the horses. Meanwhile, Artemis was sending a scorpion to Phaeton. We see the scorpion, he came too close to the horses and the scorpion pointed the horses. They went wild and Phaeton stopped holding the horses. He wasn't able to stop them. So there was a misfortune. The chariot went too close to Earth and a fire was created on Earth. Zeus stopped this situation by killing Phaeton. The horses got back in the sky, where still the scorpion is sitting and watching until today, we can say. So this card is showing, or this story is telling you all the words I have said before. Being inexperienced, wrong pride, superficial, not listening, all this. And there will be consequences and the person has to face these consequences. On the left we see a man. In our modern times we could say this would be a police officer. This picture is telling you more about trouble with official institutions, or, as I said before, taking responsibility for your bad behavior. It's also a sign for conflicts with institutions. The right picture here is showing us two women. They are discussing, they are having an argument. They seem to be on a market, on an open place at work, for example. So be careful in what you get into, in what discussion you find yourself. Wrong words and rumors are not helpful, especially on workplaces or in business matters. This conflict can have bad consequences, for example, losing a job or something like that. The Five of Spades is our zodiac sign, Sagittarius. We see here on the great picture Chiron. Chiron is a horseman, he's injured and he's dying. Normally these creatures were cruel creatures, but he was different. He became a master of different arts, of music, astrology, writing. A lot of young men were sent to him for education. For example, our Castor and our Pollux, and Jason, we know from the Golden Fleece. Chiron was also a master in healing art. And he educated Asclepius, who became the god of medicine later. So that is why he became immortal. But you see him dying on the picture. He was hurt by accident by an arrow, and this arrow was poisoned with the poison of Hydra. And even Asclepius could not help him. Due to his immortality, he was condemned to suffer forever. So Chiron gave his life to Prometheus, because in former times he felt close to Prometheus. And in the moment he died, Zeus gave him the zodiac sign Sagittarius. So this card is talking about our knowledge that we have acquired. It's a card for education, for example, and it's a card for potential that we have and that we are not going to use. So we can be good in something, but it's useless if we are not going to use it, or if we are not going to learn more and to expand our knowledge. So it's important in this card not to be lazy. It's a chance that is given to us, and a chance that we have to take, because now is the right situation. It's also the card for a period of suffering, a person that is suffering, but also the card of a person that is healing. So on the left picture here, we see a hunter. The hunter is without anything to hunt, or he hasn't hunted something yet. So now it's not the time for success. You are not ready now. It's a blocked situation. It's a kind of misfortune here. You have to wait for your success. The right picture here is showing a man walking. We see him, wings on the one hand, and in the other hand, a weight. This shows it's not emotional, it's not in a stable mood, this person. There is no confidence. The person needs more confidence and more education. But this person limits itself. This person has got wings to fly, but the lack of confidence or other things is the weight that puts yourself down. So it's a very difficult situation. The Seven of Clubs is our card of the zodiac sign Capricorn, you see here. On the picture we see a giant climbing up a rock. And in the clouds you still see the feet of Pan, who changed into this Capricorn during the escape from that giant. Pan, a son of Hermes, was from very positive nature. People honored him because of his arts of music, being an artist, healer and more. He gave the humans the pan lute, and he was in a very loving relationship with the water fairies. Due to his affection to sex and intimacy, later people gave him the look of the devil. And so that is why this card is also with the message, pay attention because of seduction. There are situations that might seduce you, and so be careful. Always keep your mind clear. And also this card, because Pan was an artist, is the card for success in arts, or in general small business success. If you have this card in a business, for example, you can be sure, okay, there will be some kind of success, but it won't be a big deal. So sometimes you can say also that a situation will change because of the fact that Pan is changing into the Capricorn. So here on the smaller left pictures, we see a lot of flames burning in a stove, a fire pit from which sparks emerge. So this card is, or this picture is telling you more about wrong expectations and hopes that are created by others. Attention, because deceptive promises of wealth and success can be made. The right picture here, we see a handyman standing with his tools. He is from the lower part of society, you see, because of the clothes. And this is telling you more about handy skills, that you afford life with work of your own hands. It's a kind of recognition by others. It's also a sign for working for others, but it's always in connection with less money. You see, this person is from lower standard on the picture, but you will have a bonus, you will have a profit, but it is little. So that is why this is the card of small success. With the 8 of diamonds, we have our Aquarius card. So on the picture we see Ganymede and the gods in Olympus. All gods are together. We also see here Neptune with his trident, a sign for Aquarius. So you know this is the card for this zodiac sign. The young Ganymede is offering the gods their drinks, ambrosia and nectar. It was an honorable profession given him by Zeus, because Zeus loved him and he wanted to take him with him into the Olympus. So he got close to Ganymede in disguise as this eagle and took him away and offered him the position here in Olympus, and so this was very comfortable and a protected position. That is why you can consider this card as your job card, as your work card, the card for a secure position, a secure workplace, a secure environment, found the right job, you have got your work, you have got the right task to do. The smaller left picture is showing a female teacher. She is teaching pupils. This is a sign for a profession in education, a profession with others, a social work. It is also a hint that you make sure to be yourself well educated for future, because you will have success then. And here on the right picture you see a man with a book. We see a student who is learning with his books. This is a sign for study, university, good education, education in work. With effort and endurance you will get further education. So, but this is still the state of education. Here this is already the working state, and here there is still need of education. So this card is totally seen as a work, profession and education card. The last card of the Zodiac sign group is the Four of Hearts, and this is showing the Pisces. So we see here Venus and Amor sitting on two dolphins. Dolphins, they are the animals that brought the souls from the earth to the other side when they were passing. So these were very important animals. So we see these two passing on the river Euphrates. As I said before, these persons are Venus and Amor. Venus, the goddess of love, and her son are bringing love into the world, but not only in positive ways. Amor let people sometimes react because of nature, sexual instincts, and so this card can show affairs. Due to the fact that Venus was born out of the foam, we have here with this sculpture, she also protected difficult journeys on the sea. So this card is telling you something about unplanned, unexpected departure, just like escaping. This card is showing difficulties, emotional difficulties, unsteady life situations, emotional conflicts. It shows, for example, a child moving out from home, escaping from home. So it's not always a positive aspect that this card is bringing with it. We see here two women and a man. We see that the man is passing secretly a message towards the other woman. So this smaller left picture is your picture that is telling you something about betrayal, dishonesty, cheating, one person between two others. So it's also a sign of unhappy family life. On the right picture, we see a soldier and he is guarding a ship. This picture is telling you to be careful about who is around you. Protect yourself from others. Be careful of your companion and your surrounding. Not everyone will give good advice or protect you. Someone tends to harm you, so be distant to that person. So this is also the card for harmful advice. Okay, these were the Zodiac signs, the last of the 6 group. In the next lesson we are going to do our first spreads, because it's very important to be active with the cards, to get a deeper connection with them. Now you have the basic core meanings, you have the meanings of the images, and you already are able to start now to do a small spread. I hope you will enjoy it.